Why Ghana's king of fraud may never be jailed. Who is Ghana's king of fraud? Do you know him? Have you seen him before? They call him Dr. Sledge. That is him. I want to believe that he has been inspired by Akablamea. Akablamea was an Nzima businessman who made a lot of money. He loved to puff cigar and he loved to drink choice drinks. He lived in absolute largesse. He behaved like a bourgeoisie. Akablamea. He was the one who deceived John Jerry Rawlings and made him sign a whole diplomatic passport for him, deceiving the man that there was so much money in the Swiss account that belonged to Ghana and was deposited there by Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, who was a kingsman of this man here called Akablamea. They called it the Oman Ghana Trust. Later they changed the name to Oman Ghana Fufro Trust. He was close to Kwame Nkrumah, according to him. And when Kwame Nkrumah was overthrown, there was so much money he had. And out of desperation, he decided to leave all the money in a Swiss bank account. Akablamea lived big and grew his pot belly on this fallacy and lie. Rawlings at the time believed in him. So, governments gave him diplomatic passports. And as a diplomat of the Republic of Ghana, he stood on that pedestal and duped many more people, including government officials of the United States of America, millions of American dollars. He drove in Lincolns. He had servants on the streets of New York, both black and white, sometimes even carrying him in palanquins whilst he poured libation and sipped on some choice drinks like Hennessy. My brother, my sister, he smoked the biggest cigar, and when he laughed, the laughter came from the bottom of his belly, from the large intestines, gutturally. He had power that was stronger than the tsunami. This is Akablamea, the most feared. There are so many stories about him, how he swindled some of the wisest officials of the world using simple tricks. He was not a businessman, he was a thief. But he paraded himself as a businessman. When Jerry John Rawlings realized that, and how many of us know Jerry John Rawlings? Put up his photograph so we all would see this man. I'm glad you are seeing him in his camouflage. He was a soldier man, no nonsense man. In 1979, he took power through a coup d'etat. Came into power. 2 years later, he came back, removing a legally elected president, Hillary Liman, and taking over power again, sat on the seat for so long before he left. He was the longest serving ruler Ghana ever had. A no-nonsense ruler who was so angry that Akablamea had deceived him about a certain amount of money in an American fund or Swiss fund, wherever it was. And he lured Akablamea into coming to Ghana. And he arrested him, collected the diplomatic passport and threw him under house arrest. He remained under house arrest and died like a common criminal, the common criminal that he was. At a point, he was so sick and he needed to travel out of the country for treatment. But Jerry John Rawlings said, no, I don't trust this criminal. I would only trust his dead body. That's if doctors can tell me that he's truly dead. But people like Kwesi Pratt, who attended the funeral, even though they saw the coffin, it was said that the coffin was closed and nobody was actually allowed to come and look into the coffin, into the face of Akablamea. because they said the body had deteriorated in one way or the other. For Kwesi Platt, it was another way of shrouding the man in secrecy. And up till now, he doesn't believe that Akablamea is dead until he sees the dead body himself. He was a man full of tricks. It looks like we have never had a successor to Akablamea, but now we have one. His name is Nana Yaoduodu, aka Dr. Sledge. Hey, we started hearing about this man in 2018 when he attended a Shatawale event at the Dome, the Fantasy Dome. And though Shatawale asked for 100,000 Ghana cedis for his album, the first copy, The Rain, he gave out 150,000. He added 50% more money, saying that Shatawale was more deserving of that. We saw him with Sarkodie all over the place, throwing money like Blakk. He drove in the fastest cars. In fact, cars that were not even produced yet. He had a way of getting them from the manufacturer before they came out. And I'm speaking tongue in cheek. My brother, my sister, Dr. Sledge. Now, after he went to Shatawale and gave out the money, it looked like it became a blessing. In 2019, he became the hottest and the biggest supplier of gold in the whole of Ghana. He supplied 1.2 tons of gold. And he made 60 million American dollars out of the 1.2 tons that he supplied. This was in 2019. He also built a refinery here in Ghana. I have never seen it, but it's in the newspapers everywhere that he had a refinery, a young man who had made money. In fact, his wife was more than a slave queen. Everywhere she went, she slayed. The most expensive costume, the shoes were like glass made of gold. Hallelujah. She bought Lamborghinis left, right, and center. She's called Amadia. And the gossip newspapers were all over the place talking about the largesse and the bourgeoisiness of the couple. Hallelujah. My brother, my sister, the Nigerian rich man is most of the time wiser than the Ghanaian. No matter how rich a Nigerian rich man is, you will never see it until you live with them. You enter their skin under, as we say. But for the Ghanaian, the moment they start seeing some notes after seeing coins, they explode. It shows in what they wear, how they talk, how they wash. We saw it with Namwan. Namwan used to throw money on the streets all over the place, and people told him to cool down. Clap! There was a trap that held him, tap like a bearer. Tap not a bearer. It was the same thing with Dr. Sledge. He couldn't hide his blessing. He went around all over the place, my brother, my sister, showing how rich he was. He caught the eyes of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo because he had started spreading money amongst the politicians, sponsoring their political campaigns. Oh my God, this was the man they wanted. And they gave him money. So much money. Close to 60 million American dollars. Specifically, 49 million. Some sources say about 60 million. But officially, we have 49 million. For him to do more gold business and bring home money and profit to the ailing economy of Ghana. We never saw the money again. He blew it into thin air. Now he's wanted by EOCO, Economic and Organized Crime Office. That's EOCO. EOCO, Economic and Organized Crime Office. And the OSP, Office of the Special Prosecutor. They are two different outfits. One is independent, the other is semi-independent. They are both looking for him. Since April, they have stopped him from flying. April this year, now he's in the grips of the OSP. But my brother, my sister, having given you the establishment shot, as we say in movie making. Can I go deeper? Many Ghanaians have said that this will come to nothing. Why are they saying this will come to nothing? The man didn't chop alone. When he had this money, the Attorney General, the lawyer of the nation, the man who is supposed to bring us justice, the man who is supposed to prosecute people who have gone against the state, himself had his campaign, political campaign, financed by this same king of fraud called Dr. Sledge. Can Ghana have justice? Or is going to be yet another exercise in futility, a wild goose chase, another exercise in desperation? This is the Attorney General. His name is Dr. Dominic Akuritinga Ayini. He's from Zwarungu. And he says, people from Zwarungu, there's one thing everybody knows about them. They deal with falsehood, headlong, and they iron it out on the streets, not behind doors. He himself came out and made it clear that Dr. Sledge had sponsored, either in part or in full, his political campaign. And today, he's not only an MP, he is also the minister, the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, 2 in 1. Would Ghana have justice? Would he look at how much money was given to him? Well, I placed a call around him to try and find out what is going to happen. And this is what I have uncovered. Whatever he gave to this man was a donation. It wasn't a contract. That, oh, I'm paying for your campaign, and when you come into power, this is what you do for me personally. It was a donation. Oh, I see a lot of potential in you. You are the kind of person Ghana needs, and I want to support your campaign. Oh, really? Thank you so much. And he collected the money. How much money did Dr. Dominic Akuritinga Ayini take from Dr. Sledge? You want to know? I want to know too. And I know. A+ is an MP. He was the very first guy to talk to us about how much money Dr. Sledge, the new king of fraud, according to the security forces and investigative bodies, my brother, my sister, paid not only to this man, but so many other people. He's one man who is known amongst musicians. He's one man who is known in the corridors of power. My brother, my sister, this is A+. Dr. Sledge is a man who has power using money. But the thing we don't know, which we are now uncovering, is that a lot of the money was our own money that he took from us, from an outfit known as MIF. Mining, Investment, and Income Fund, I'm told. That's what it means. MIF, M-I-I-F. Mining, Investment, and Income Fund. An act of parliament brought it into being to support mining and have the best to come out of mining in terms of investment and income. And Dr. Sledge became one of the very first to receive such a huge amount of money. My brother, my sister, he was supposed to bring back to Ghana over 90 million American dollars. But those who are prosecuting him, some of them he supported into coming into office. And one of them is Dominic Akuritinga Ayini, Would he overlook the help he had, the humongous help he had from Dr. Sledge, and say, you know what, Ghana first, let's deal with it? Or would he behave the same way he behaved towards Kwabena Dufour? Because he was Kwabena Dufour's lawyer. And when Kwabena Dufour was finally freed, after he took a deal as the Attorney General, many Ghanaians were upset, including me. Will Dr. Dominic Akuritinga Ayini look at Ghana in the eyes and say, I will keep being with you, O Ghana? Or he will say, a good friend must always stand for another good friend. A friend in need is a friend indeed. It's the Blakk Pot, aka Koko Shodomo. And here we speak truth to power.